People often equate mistakenly two elements in a language: pronunciation and accent. What is pronunciation? Pronunciation is the way a word sounds. What are the phonemes that make up the word? How many syllables does a word have? And which syllable needs to be stressed? If we know how a word is supposed to sound, we will be able to pronounce the word correctly. Therefore, your pronunciation can be either correct or incorrect. Now, what is an accent? An accent is the way one speaks depending on the culture, the geography, the community one's come from, your education, where you studied, where you live, where you belong. All these put together affects your accent. Accents can change in relatively small geographical regions, even within people who are all native English speakers. Let's take the English spoken in England, or Scotland, or Wales, Australia, Canada. All these people are native English speakers, but their accents are distinctly different. Things become a little more complicated when you're from a non-native English speaking country and English is not your native language. Let's take India, for instance. There are 1.5 billion people living in India, and many of them speak English. But are all their accents the same? They are not. There is a very distinct, let's say, Bengali accent, a Marathi accent, which is different from a Punjabi accent, which is different from any of the South Indian states, each of which are different from each other. So even within a country, regional differences play an effect on the accent you grew up with and how you speak that language. So there cannot be a universal right accent or a universal wrong accent. Accents are dictated by a lot of factors. However, pronunciation can be either correct or incorrect. Mastering pronunciation is imperative, but removing or reducing an accent, though preferred, is optional. Accents can vary. Pronunciation cannot and should not. Language is a tool for communication. We have to do everything in our power to ensure that the two people having a conversation, they understand each other. And one of the primary things that you need to master is pronunciation. It's a little more difficult to correct your accent and make it neutral, but if you are pronouncing a word correctly, it'll be easier for the other person to understand what you are saying and vice versa. Therefore, it is imperative that you learn the correct pronunciation of the words that make up your English language. It is only then, chances are it will be more universally recognized, because if both people from different parts of the world are pronouncing the words correctly, it will be easier for you to understand what either one is saying. If possible, reduce your accent. And that will take practice, it will take time. And if you reduce your accent and you're speaking correctly, pronouncing the word correctly, chances are your communication will become much easier. You'll become a much more fluent English speaker. In the next lessons, we will learn a few more basics about mastering the English language, particularly from the point of view of mastering pronunciation of specific words. I'll see you in the next lesson.